Tonight, up in smoke, the dry conditions result in yet another grass fire, plus breaking ground.
A local club shows real civic spirit. I'm Robert Buffett, and I'll tell you who's donated a big chunk of land to Habitat for Humanity.
And the Golden Ticket. The new Columbia Playhouse puts on their version of Willy Wonka.
In sports, Nationals are bust. The best in the West are ready for their final test of the competitive season.
This is Newcap News with Jack Haskins.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. A pretty busy newsroom today for a Friday.
Yes.
And we'll start with sports, talking about some gymnasts.
Yes, these girls are very talented, let me tell you. Two of them in particular are in the story today, Hannah and Shaylin, but there are actually 10 gymnasts altogether from right here in Lloydminster going to participate in provincials this weekend.
Good stuff. And Gerard, we're going into the weekend, and the weather's been great all week. Is that going to continue?
Yes, the great weather is going into the weekend, so for all those who want to go out, see the gymnast or whatever you've got to do on the weekend, it's going to be just right. 17 is where we're sitting at right now. We got there at 3 o'clock. The humidity has eased off a bit in the last couple hours, down to 23%. The wind gusts have stayed with us, anywhere from 31 to 42 out of the southeast. And as we compare what's happening across, we can see that in the Lakeland region, you're sitting at a plus 18 since about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Lots of sunshine and blue skies, and in the Battlefords as well, that temperature since about 3 o'clock is a lovely plus 17.
It's been a busy week for the Lloydminster Fire Department, and this afternoon they were called to yet another grass fire. It took place around noon near the north end where yesterday's blaze took place. Officials are still investigating whether the fires are accidental in nature or not.
Well, we've probably been out 8 times in the last 6 days, and it is dry, and it's, we're going to have to get to some of these problem areas and clean them up before everybody else gets into them.
After rushing to put out grass fires throughout the week, the fire chief says residents might see some controlled burns in the next few days.
I'm thinking you're going to see controlled burn out here probably on the weekend.
The Lloydminster Fire Department is reminding residents that with gusting winds, a blaze can spread quickly.
People have got to be cautious, especially with the winds the way they are. I mean, it doesn't take long for a fire to get going, and in this wind, it'll take off on you in a hurry.
That wasn't it for the fires, because the St. Paul Fire Department responded to a grass fire last night. Crews arrived on scene to see smoke billowing from this field. Fire officials say they were able to contain the blaze within an hour of arriving, but with no help from Mother Nature.
We had winds anywhere from 30 to 50 kilometers, very strong from the east. So it covered a quarter section here within minutes.
Lots of big flames, lots of smoke. There's lots of houses down in this area also, so it was a big concern to get the fire department here fast.
A section of Highway 881 was closed until the smoke cleared, and one family was put on alert.
2 structures that were possibility, just depending on exactly where the wind went. They had a little bit of clearing around them, so they were not a real concern, but we let one household know that they may have to leave quickly.
Fire officials believe it may have started in the ditch, but the investigation is ongoing. RCMP are looking for a missing 15-year-old boy. Austin Simmons was last seen on May 7th between 4 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon while at the pool at Bud Miller Park. He was swimming with other children from his group home when he left to use the washroom. He hasn't been seen or heard from since. Simmons lives in North Battleford. He is described as Caucasian, about 5 foot 6 inches tall, weighing 95 pounds, and has dark hair. RCMP are asking anyone with information regarding the whereabouts to contact their local RCMP detachment. The Canadian Foresters announced today that they've made a meaningful contribution to Habitat for Humanity. They're selling Habitat their land at a bargain price. Robert Buffum has more.
I'm very excited to be able to share our latest major donation.
And with that, 6 more families saw the start of a dream.
The announcement we made today was the acquisition of the property from the Foresters. We purchased the property for $165,000. In return, they donated back to Habitat for Humanity $82,500, which is very generous.
Habitat for Humanity is thrilled to get more land to build on.
We're over the moon. Really, it's truly, I'm in awe every time we have people such as the Foresters step forward and show their support and their generosity.
The announcement comes days after the start of the most recent build by Habitat, begun last Friday and now well underway with walls already in place for a duplex to house 2 families. The Canadian Foresters are happy their gift will help even more families.
Well, I'm glad they got it. I am really happy that it's going to be doing some real good in Lloydminster.
And the Saskatchewan government, which has chipped in funds towards previous builds, also trumpeted the Foresters' generosity.
I think that the Foresters deserve a lot of credit for recognizing the value of habitat in our community as well. And I understand this property will be called Forester Manor.
Once this structure is torn down and the new structures are built on this land, Habitat for Humanity says it will increase the number of families they're able to accommodate almost twofold, up to a total of about 13 families. They say the new buildings here should be completed in about 2 or 3 years' time. Robert Buffum, Newcap News.
Over 600 grade 9 students from all over the Lakeland region congregated in Bonnyville for a special conference. As Clayton Brown explains, the event was aimed at motivating students to follow their dreams.
Question is, who is going to change the world?
Dreams ignite passion. Those 3 words were the focal point surrounding this year's student conference, and hundreds of Lakeland students listened as motivational speakers shared their dreams and their passions.
It's never too young to start to change the world. We don't just turn 18 and develop a social conscience. You have to start, and including at grade 9, to create caring high schools, caring high school students, and caring communities.
Sometimes you forget yourself in this world and what your dreams are and just get whisked away with all the busyness and everything. And really, something like this helps bring people back to who they are and what they want to do with their life.
Kielberger was the keynote speaker at the conference, and he says his message is simple.
Spark plus gift equals better world. Find the spark, the passion, what issue you want to change, match it with your gift, whatever it happens to be, but you have a way to raise awareness, raise funds, to make a difference, to reach out to others.
Organizers say the conference is an excellent opportunity for students to reflect on life and understand they can make a difference.
I just hope that they know that if they have something they want to do, they should follow their dreams. Don't be afraid of what other people think. Do what your heart is telling you to.
The student conferences are held every 2 years, and plans to hold another one in 2013 are already underway. In Bonnyville, Clayton Brown, Newcap News.
Last night, the New Columbia Playhouse in Vermilion put on their version of Willy Wonka. We have that story coming up right after the break.